What? We're back again? Yes. It's good to see you. We're right here again on the Main Street Randyland YouTube channel. Hooray! Hooray, hooray. I didn't hear you. Okay, I heard you now. Hooray! Well, as I was walking by here, I got caught on the edge here with the Lethal Enforcers gun game. You know, I mean, that's always a cool game. It's not really old, the Lethal Enforcers, but it's one of those Konami games with the guns, and, you know, people still enjoy it. So, I mean, it's up here, but, you know, I like the old stuff that goes along with that, you see. So, you know, I look over here and I notice that there's a gun stand. But the machine here isn't there, so there's got to be something good here. I wouldn't have a gun stand sitting there for no reason at all, you see. So I got a lot of neon around here. I don't want to just throw this stuff on top of the neon. But we got to get in here to see what the story is. So what's up here? So far, there's boxes of boards. I'll move this box. Oh, that's heavy. Gee whiz. Look, there's a couple. No, those are game systems in there. Complete game systems. Maybe it'll tell me. Look. It's a Tekken 4 computer and DV drive and a Konami The Simpsons Bowling computer and DV drive. You need one of those? I don't have those games anymore. You need those boards? Make me a good offer. Maybe you can have them. I don't know, but for right now, they're in these bowls, and they're in my way, so they're coming down. Oh my gosh. Well, that looks like a regular Pac-Man. Looks like a Pac-Man board to me. Well, somebody knocked the paper off that tells you what's in there. And yet another one. Oh God, what's on here? Oh, look at that. KIs and MK4s. These are working boards. Golden Tee, Street Fighter, Raiden 2, Time Soldier, Tiger Road, Tech Ramper, what is that? Street Fighter, Heavy Barrel, Bionic Commando, Turtle Ship, never heard of it. Street Fighter 2 again, Dragon Ninja, War Guards, Capcom Multi-Game. For right now, it's just going over here. Oh my God. Pinball heads. What do we got? There's a Royal Flush and a Bronco and a chair. Oh, what is this? I know what that is. That is a controller that is for a men's room water game. How about that? That's a 1998, and it was made by Outstanding Amusements. And the reason I know that is because if you read it there, Randyland Engineering. So there's 2 complete games there. They can handle probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This can handle 16 units. So you don't have to have 16 units, but it can handle it. But I didn't come over here for this. I ended up doing this because I had to move this stuff. I came over here for that. Can you see it? It's a trap shot made by Chicago Coins. That was a really cool game when that came out. It has to be early 70s, could be late 60s, but I think it was early 70s trap shot that came out. Certainly wasn't late 70s. The gun isn't here. This is, I can tell you, that's not a full-size gun. There's just a stock. That's a stock. The gun barrel's not on there. It's got to be around here. But you take the gun out of here. This is the stand for it. That's how I knew it was here. And that door is in perfect condition. Look at that perfect door. And you'll notice that even back in its day, 1 quarter for a play. Look at that Chicago Coin Minto condition sticker on there. Unbelievable. Well, you take your gun and you'd have to shoot at the traps that would come up in the trap shot. And the traps would come up as forms of light that were inside on that screen. You see that screen? That's not a video game. This is a mechanical game. Inside that machine, which goes down pretty far, because that's hanging from the ceiling. You see, there's no floor between here and there. That's hanging from the ceiling on those rods. Somebody went to the trouble to hang that from the ceiling because you need space between the machine and the gun platform, and I didn't have a lot of space to waste on that. So I hung it on the ceiling, and there's an aisle downstairs that goes walking by on the lower level. So you're shooting over people's heads. Such an engineering genius, the guy who put this whole array together here. I tell you, who could that have been? So you shoot your trap shots, and these were really, really neat and very loud. They made a great explosion sound, and when you would hit the trap, it would turn into a red explosion because you hit it. And it was all done with optics. Optics that were very finely tuned to pick up the light differences in those traps moving. Now, the reason you had to tune them so precisely was because different locations had different lighting situations. So if there was a fluorescent light that was towards the front of that machine that was shining in there, I would probably have had to disconnect that light because the light would affect the gun sensor. I'd be shooting over there and it would be getting the light in its eye. Now there is a light behind it, but it's behind the machine enough that when I'm shooting into the machine, it would not actually detect it. So reflection, you'll notice the glass is tapered somewhat backwards. Okay, it's tapered down so it's not picking up reflection of overhead lights or other machines around in the arcade. It was all done for a reason. And when you shoot, it would score the targets. See, it says targets and hits on the bottom there. And it would give you, looks like it could go up to 20, maybe even 30, because it goes 1 to 9, then there's a 10 and a 20. Then it would repeat, and the same thing would hit. So it was operator selectable how many you could hit. And they would pop up and you would shoot them trap shot. Really, really, really popular game when that came out. I remember playing it. I remember some arcades had 2 or 3 of them lined up because it was that popular. Most arcades didn't have the room for it. They only had 1. So here's a trap shot. Now, not a lot of those trap shots survived because the larger the game is, the fewer arcades could use it because of the floor space it required, and therefore they were a little more expensive and they didn't want to spend the money on it. So the ones that survived over the years probably got busted up for one reason or another and destroyed and cannibalized for other ones. So it's not that common of a game. But here's a trap shot. And I'll tell you a secret, I have 2 more. So they're hiding someplace upstairs. And I know it because I just moved the gun stand the other day when I was moving all those other things I had to get out of the way. So trap shot, Chicago coins, great game. It's here inside Randyland in a nook between the Lethal Enforcers and Speedway machines. And I even used the area in the middle for extra storage for my men's room. Water game controllers, a couple heads. And on the other side of these men's room controllers, you see that blue thing? That's a Chicken Sam. And if you know what that is, then you know what it is. If not, I'll tell you on another video. Won't that be fun? We'll see you next time. The Main Street Randyland YouTube channel. Trap shot! Hooray! Bye, guys.